According to the Baymard Institute's 2024 e-commerce benchmark, the average product landing page on the open web converts at 2.6%. Replace that static page with an AI-driven conversational commerce hub, and the same traffic on the same site in the same vertical lands consistently between 7 and 12%. This is not a prediction. In February of 2024, Klarna disclosed that their AI assistant was handling 2.3 million conversations a month and doing the work of 700 full-time human agents. Shopify shipped Sidekick the same year. The playbook is no longer a secret. In this video, we'll break down exactly why static landing pages are dying, how the conversational replacement actually works under the hood, and the 3 specific cases where the static page still wins. 2 things changed in the last 24 months that flipped the math. First, the chat economy went mainstream. The Drift State of Conversational Marketing report shows that sites with a conversational layer convert roughly 3 times higher than static pages of the same traffic source, and the median time to first response drops from 42 hours to under 1 minute. Second, large language models finally became cheap enough and accurate enough to run product-level conversations at scale. McKinsey's May 2024 State of AI report documents that 65% of organizations are now regularly using generative AI in production, up nearly 2 times from 2023. Marketing and sales is one of the top 3 functions where executives report measurable revenue impact. The point of those 2 data sets together is simple. The buyer is already in chat. The technology is already production ready. The static landing page is now the bottleneck, not the tech stack. According to Baymard's 2024 benchmark, the average cart abandonment rate on a static page sits at 70.19%. The default user behavior is to leave. A conversational hub exists to interrupt that exit. Let's define the term cleanly because it gets thrown around loosely. An AI conversational commerce hub is a landing page where the central interaction is not a button, it's a conversation. Structurally, it does 4 things. 1, it greets the visitor with a context-aware opening question instead of asking them to scroll. 2, it qualifies the visitor in real time, needs, budget, fit, intent, using a structured large language model conversation rather than a form. 3, it surfaces the right product, the right size, the right bundle, mid-conversation, with stock and pricing pulled live from the catalog. And 4, it closes the transaction inside the same conversation surface without sending the buyer to a separate checkout flow that 56% of mobile users abandon, according to Baymard. The phrase that matters here is inside the same conversation. This is not a chat widget bolted onto the bottom right of a product page. This is the page itself, rebuilt as a stateful dialogue with the product catalog and the checkout system underneath it. Under the hood, the architecture is 4 layers, and they work in a tight loop. Layer 1 is the conversation surface itself, the actual page the visitor sees. This is usually a simple React or Vue front end with a chat-style UI as the primary element, plus a product canvas that updates dynamically based on the conversation. The page is lightweight. Most of the intelligence lives below. Layer 2 is the LLM agent. Almost every production deployment today runs on either OpenAI's GPT-4o, Anthropic's Claude Sonnet, or Google's Gemini 1.5. The agent is loaded with a system prompt that contains the brand's voice, the qualifying questions, the objection handling, the discount policy, and the escalation rules. This system prompt is the single most important file in the project. It's what turns a generic chat model into your specific salesperson. Layer 3 is the integration layer, the bridge between the conversation and the real-world commerce systems. The agent talks to the product catalog API to pull real inventory, the pricing engine to compute personalized discounts, the payments API like Stripe or Shopify Payments to actually close the transaction, and the CRM to write the customer record. Every action the agent takes is a structured function call, not free-form text. Layer 4 is the analytics and feedback loop. Every conversation gets logged, scored, and fed back into prompt refinement. The conversion data shows you, in real time, which qualifying paths convert and which dead end. This is what makes a conversational hub measurably better than a static page over time. It learns from the traffic, where the static page is frozen the moment you ship it. End-to-end, a single visitor interaction round trip, from typed message to model response to product update, takes about 1.5 seconds. That's faster than most product image loads. The buyer almost never notices the architecture. They just notice that the page is finally talking back. Now here are the 5 specific points where a static landing page loses to a conversational hub, ranked from biggest impact to smallest. Point 1. Single CTA tyranny. A static page forces every visitor, regardless of intent, awareness level, or readiness to buy, into the same single call to action. The buyer who wants to compare specs and the buyer who wants to check shipping speed both hit the same Add to Cart button. A conversational hub branches the experience automatically. Baymard's research attributes roughly 15% of cart abandonment to the buyer's question wasn't answered before checkout. Branching solves that. Point 2. No real-time answers. On a static page, the buyer's questions live in chat support or an FAQ accordion. Forrester's 2024 Conversational AI report shows that conversational AI deployments reduce time to answer from hours to seconds and lift customer satisfaction scores by 10 to 15 points. Point 3. No personalization at scale. Salesforce's State of Commerce 2024 reports that 80% of business buyers now expect a personalized experience, and that gap widens every quarter. A static page can't show different content to different visitors without a heavy A/B testing infrastructure. A conversational hub personalizes by default because every response is generated for the specific conversation. Point 4. No cart recovery inside the session. On a static page, when the buyer hesitates, they leave, and recovery happens through a delayed email campaign that recovers maybe 10% of carts. A conversational hub recovers in the moment by asking the question that the buyer was about to leave without asking. Klarna's published numbers from their AI assistant rollout show that real-time intervention recovers carts at roughly 3 times the rate of email-only recovery. Point 5. Language. A static page in English serves an English buyer. A conversational hub serves whatever language the buyer types in, instantly, without translation toggle, because the LLM speaks 50+ languages natively. For brands selling in 2 or more markets, this single feature pays for the entire infrastructure. Now, important note, the static page still wins in 3 cases, and we'll defend that in Section 8. Let's look at hard numbers from cited sources. The benchmarks I'm about to walk through come from 5 public reports: Baymard Institute 2024, Klarna's February 2024 press release, Salesforce State of Commerce 2024, Forrester's Conversational AI Wave, and the Drift State of Conversational Marketing report. First metric, average e-commerce conversion rate. Baymard pegs the static page average at 2.6%. Conversational hub deployments published over the last 12 months land between 7 and 12% on comparable traffic. That's roughly a 3 to 4 times lift. Second metric, cart abandonment. Baymard's tracker shows a 70.19% abandonment average across static pages. Conversational hubs cut abandonment to the high 30s, the single biggest dollar contributor on this list. Third metric, time to first answer. Drift's report shows median time to first response on a contact form-driven page sits at 42 hours. On a conversational hub, it drops to under 1 minute. Fourth metric, cost per customer service interaction. Forrester's 2024 data shows conversational AI deployments cut contact center cost per contact by 30 to 50%, while raising customer satisfaction by 10 to 15 percentage points. Fifth metric, the headline one, Klarna's published numbers. As of February 2024, their AI assistant handled 2.3 million conversations in 1 month, did the work of 700 full-time agents, drove average customer resolution time from 11 minutes to under 2, and was projected to drive $40 million of profit improvement in the year. Klarna is one company. Their numbers are public. They're not selling you anything in this video. Sixth metric, market trajectory. Salesforce State of Commerce 2024 projects that AI will drive 17% of all e-commerce orders by 2027, up from effectively 0 in 2022. So when you ask whether AI-driven conversational commerce works, the answer isn't a marketing claim. The answer is the table on screen. The data is public, the sources are cited, the direction is consistent. Let's ground all of this in a single case. Picture a DTC brand in the apparel sector, a company with one core product line, an average order value around $85, and roughly 200,000 monthly unique visitors to their product landing pages. Before. Their static landing page converts at 2.8%, slightly above Baymard's category average. That generates 5,600 orders per month at $85, or $476,000 in monthly revenue. Their cart abandonment sits at 69%. Customer service handles roughly 9,000 pre-purchase support tickets per month. Size, fit, shipping, return policy, at a cost per ticket of roughly $7, totaling $63,000 per month in support overhead alone. After. The brand replaces the static product page with an AI conversational commerce hub. Same product, same traffic, same price. Conversion rises to 9.2%, inside the 7 to 12% published range for the category. That's 18,400 orders per month at $85, or $1.56 million in monthly revenue. Cart abandonment drops from 69% to 36%, in line with Klarna's published recovery numbers. Pre-purchase support tickets drop from 9,000 to roughly 1,200 because the conversational hub answers 90% of those questions before they ever reach a human, mirroring Forrester's documented 30 to 50% contact center deflection rate. The cost to build and run the hub, engineering plus the LLM compute at GPT-4o pricing, comes to roughly $11,000 to ship plus $3,400 per month to operate. Net monthly impact, about $1.08 million in additional revenue plus $58,000 in support cost savings against $3,400 in incremental run cost. That's the unit economics of replacing a page, not a team. Here's where most videos on this topic lose me, and I refuse to make the same mistake. The conversational hub does not win in every scenario. There are 3 specific cases where the static landing page is the right answer, and you should not rebuild what's working. Scenario 1. SEO-driven cold acquisition. If the landing page's primary job is to rank in Google for a long-tail keyword and convert organic traffic into newsletter signups or PDF downloads, the static page wins. Search engines crawl text, not conversations. A conversational hub buries the content that earns the ranking. The cold acquisition page should stay static. Layer the conversational hub on the product page that the buyer lands on after they click. Scenario 2. Simple, high-trust, low-consideration transactions. If the buyer already knows exactly what they're buying, why they're buying it, and they just want to pay, like buying a movie ticket they've already chosen or renewing a domain, a conversation adds friction, not value. The right experience is a single button and a payment field. Scenario 3. Regulated or compliance-heavy categories. Insurance, prescription pharmaceuticals, financial products with required disclosures. These often have legal language that must appear verbatim on the page in a specific position with specific font and consent flows. A conversational interface can route around this, but right now, most legal teams will say no, and they're right to. So the honest recommendation is not replace every page with a chat. It is replace the pages where the buyer has a question and keep the pages where the buyer has a decision already made. A hybrid site, page by page, based on intent. If you want to test this on your own site without rebuilding the whole stack, here are 4 steps you can ship in 30 days. Step 1. Pick the single highest traffic product page on your site. Not the home page, not the landing page from your top ad campaign, your highest traffic product detail page, the one with at least 10,000 visits per month. That's your test surface. Step 2. Codify the top 20 pre-purchase questions buyers actually ask. Pull them from your existing chat logs, your support tickets, your sales call notes. These 20 questions become the qualifying script inside your system prompt. Don't guess them, pull them. Step 3. Connect 3 real systems, your product catalog API, your inventory API, and your checkout. Don't try to connect your CRM, your email tool, your reviews tool, your loyalty program all at the same time. 3 integrations, ship the conversation, measure the lift. Step 4. A/B test conversational hub against the static page for 30 days, splitting traffic 50-50. Measure 4 numbers: conversion rate, average order value, pre-purchase support tickets, and cart abandonment. If 3 of the 4 improve materially, expand to the next 10 product pages. If they don't, the system prompt is wrong, not the technology. Quick recap. The Conversational Commerce Hub wins because it removes single CTA tyranny, answers questions in seconds, personalizes by default, and recovers carts in session. The architecture is 4 layers: Surface, LLM agent, integrations, analytics. The cost is cents per conversation. The data is public. Klarna, Shopify, Baymard, Salesforce, Forrester all cite the same direction. And the static page still owns the SEO-driven, low-consideration, and regulated cases. If this kind of breakdown is useful, subscribe. Next week, I'm taking apart real-time AI translation for cross-border real estate sales and where it quietly breaks the closing call. See you then.